So we would think this and I'd be like, oh my God, it's me.
Good morning.
Bro.
I hear that.
Yeah, so guys, so in terms of obviously dating, obviously I think between the guys here and you know, some are single, some are in relationships, some are in entanglements. You know, some people, you know, when you go and speak to people about how they see, you know, how their life is and stuff like that in terms of like dating and their relationship status and whatever, you get mixed messages. Do you know what I mean? So some people think their grass is as green as it gets. Some people think that the grass is greener over the other side.
Yep.
Some people don't even know what grass they want. Like, you know,
Some people don't know there's even grass.
yeah, you know what I mean. All they've known is concrete. Fam. I hear that, but yeah, man. So like, obviously, you started dating quite young. Didn't you?
I did. So like, in terms of, I guess, if we want to look at like, I guess each stage of it in the sense of like, say like your teens, your 20s, 30s, so forth and everything. It's interesting because I started dating someone when I was like around 13, 14.
Yeah.
And I was in a relationship for quite some time until I was like 18, around that. So a lot of my school years from like year 9 until like going up to uni,
Year 9
was me being with someone, and that shaped a lot of things going forward for me in a sense, because a lot of my experiences of different women didn't come until I touched uni. Yeah, so like it, you know, just interacting, mingling, all of those sort of things, because I had this sole idea of that I was with one person, and I had this ideology that that's how it is, and sometimes that could be quite, you know, I've learned that can be a little bit toxic to myself in a way, because my idea of meeting someone has always kind of, I'm quite a black and white person anyway, but certain things, but it's either like eggs in one basket, like it's either all or nothing. And that has, because I started dating and being in relationships when I was young, part of me, and long-term relationship, it makes me feel to myself that I've kind of like stuck with, oh my God, like if I meet someone, it's got to be that we're on the path of going towards getting into a relationship, rather than, you know, sometimes you just meet people that are just friends and all the rest of that.
Yeah.
And as I've grown older, I've acquired more of like female friends who are just literally just like, like friends, you know.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, so that's teen for me anyway. That's sort of like my idea of what my situation was. But
Me, I was reared totally different from that, fam. I can't lie. I mean,
that's why it's interesting.
My mum's a single mother, but she brought me up well. Do you know what I mean? But when I was in my teens, I also had the external influence of my uncles and my cousins that were straight from yard. Like, when I say straight from yard, guys, I mean back home from Jamaica, for those who don't know. And the culture is just different, isn't it? So I've always had a good heart, so I wasn't always conformed to like their ways. But I think my dating in like my teenage years saw me go through quite a few dates. Do you know what I mean? And I was always kind of taught from a young age not to settle straight away, even though maybe in my heart I was a serious guy, so maybe I wanted to, but in my mind I was like, no, you can't do that, you have to have fun, blah blah blah. So I think in my teens it was always, you know, I only went on dates with girls that I liked. If I didn't like them, then I wouldn't entertain it like that.
Whereas some man will do that. They'll go on just dates for the sake of it.
Some men are scumbags, man. They'll just go on, they know the girl likes them, just go on a date for no reason. But there'll be some girls where, you know, you meet through your friend. You know, back in the day, you had five-day pass for £5. And like this girl goes to another school, and this one of your friends that's a girl goes to your school, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to introduce you to my friends. So you kind of start talking on 5-day pass and that, and then you link up on a Saturday and go for a date.
Yeah.
If they're not nice, you never see them again. You don't answer the phone. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it is what it is. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? No hard feelings. Well, at
Didn't
least
have
that's what we
Instagram to do a bit of
There's no
snooping
Instagram for snooping.
beforehand.
Like, when you can
See
cut,
what
you
you
can
like.
cut and duck.
Yeah,
Fam, you know
yeah.
what I mean? But then if they were nice, then you'd go for another date the week after, and then
Yeah.
you know you'd save up your lunch money so you can kind of try and be a gentleman. Be like, you know what? Let me get your popcorn today. And let me get a slash puppy from you. Get me? Like, you know that one. Like, let me do that for you, babes. So you kind of put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
And that was that. And I found that most of those. Actually, no, I don't even want to say most of those. Some of those girls that I went on dates with that I liked, I had a little bit of a relationship with them. So you know, you'd have a relationship for like, you know, what you call relationship back then, innit? Like
Yeah,
for
yeah,
like
yeah.
2 months or something. Or you know, a little what 3-week thing. And,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
But
You felt exclusive for that
You felt
time.
exclusive. Do you know what I mean? It was nice. It was sweet because what do they call it? Puppy love.
Puppy
You
love.
know, you get the butterflies. It's like,
yeah.
my girl looks good. She's got a little slick back and a puff and a matching laces and a
Edges
shoelaces
all laid down
You
and
know what I mean?
that.
The lollipop in their hair and all of that. You feel like the
Aye.
man. You know what I mean? But then I think I got into my first serious relationship when I was it 17? 17 when I was 17 in college.
Yeah.
And she's a good friend of mine now. Anyway, this was years back, anyways. But when I took her serious, I took her on a date. I told my brethren, that girl there, that's wifey. That's the next. That's wifey because I was serious.
I can imagine him.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, that girl there, I was like,
Dad's
yo,
a man when he wants something.
I was like, yo, see that one there? Yeah, that's me.
That's my lass.
Within a couple of weeks, you know, you do the whole sweet talk over the phone and
Yeah.
you go cinema and you kind of, on the first date, I don't know what it was for like you guys, yeah, but on the first date, if I liked a girl, it was imperative that you got a kiss after the first date. You know what I'm saying? You had to, just to secure, like, they know what they're working. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta let them know what
You know
you're working with.
Trust me, fam. Like, you
Tell
know,
them again.
Man, the lips are soft. I'm like, that's nice, bro. You know me? Like, come. So I done that, and after that, like, after that, it was just like, that was my longest relationship as like a teenager.
Yeah.
That was like 6 months. As a teenager, do you know what I mean? But
yeah. Feels like a lifetime.
it did feel like a lifetime, but I took her very serious, and then, you know, a few like life experiences happened, and just had to let that one go.
Yeah, that's how, and then you just move and things move on. But it's
Yeah.
just quickly. I just want to go back just quickly. It's funny that you were saying those things because I forgot that when we hit 18, we went to uni. And 18, 19, we're still teens.
Yeah.
And you know, so from 13 to 19, that's that's a big age gap of years to experience so many different things because you're going through so many different transitions.
Yeah.
This is it, and you're still young. Like, when I look at my little brother now, my little brother is like, what, 17? There's 11 years between us.
Yeah.
And the teenager that he is today, and the teenager I was back then, we were two different kids.
Yeah.
Two different kids. And don't get it twisted. As much as I said, you know, my uncles and my cousins, they grew me and reared me to an extent. I was always a serious guy when it came to females. That's why I didn't always go on dates with girls that I didn't like or mess about with certain girls, because I had principles which came from my mum.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'd have my fun, you know, like,
There was always a
without
line
saying
there.
what I'm saying, I had my fun. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I always made sure that there was clarity.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Because I just didn't like that whole feeling of breaking people's hearts. Like,
Yeah, or leading
get
people
me?
on.
Like, I
in that
didn't,
sort of
may call
sense.
me soft or whatever, yeah, but I just feel like that's peak, fam. Like, I've got bare girl cousins, I got sisters. Do you know what I mean? Like, that one was just wild for me, because
Yeah,
I had
man.
done it a couple times.
Yeah.
By accident.
Yeah.
You know them ones, like, you know, like, no, but you know what I'm talking about, innit? Like,
What, so-
sometimes somebody will like you in school, like, for example, in school or college.
Yeah.
They'll like you, and you know they like you, but you don't really like them back, but you don't know how to say, you know what,
Saying
I'm really
it.
feeling you like that,
Saying it, chief.
because you know that person's emotional, innit? You can't really say it with your
Yeah.
chest, because you
Yeah.
look like a horrible person, especially
Yeah,
the type of person you are in school.
Yeah.
If you're popular and you say that to someone that's not so popular but they're nice,
So he was popular. That's cool.
I was very
And
popular,
when
bro. I was one of the
when you're a
most
nice
popular boys.
person as well, and people don't see the bad side to you, or like you lot are dumb, man. Yeah, man. Everything just has to be
it's
has to be
balanced.
crystal clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Anyways.
But yeah,
You're
you're not lying.
So what was your experience?
You know what?
What was your experience like with your teens?
You know what? Like obviously going through school.
Were you the golden equation?
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, funny. It's on my top. Yeah, we done. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm finished.
No, I'm joking.
Let him
Go on.
stay there. His time's coming as well, you know. Let him stay there. It's all right, fam.
I'm just getting all my ones in now.
Yeah,
You're not
listen,
coming for
yeah,
the
trust me,
little
fam,
jabs
trust
in
me.
now. Because the haymakers are coming,
Listen,
fam.
man's been writing them down. I'm coming. But yeah, so like obviously through
Duffy.
school, I don't know. My thing was completely different to you guys. Like I never had a girlfriend.
What?
Through school?
Is it?
Yeah.
What?
Actually, do you know what? I had
There
one.
we go.
I had one actually.
The one
Let
you
me not
forgot
lie.
about.
There we
Let me
go.
not lie. That lasted like what 2 weeks, and that was lasted a week longer than it should have.
Stop it.
No,
You know
no.
the ones we check out early, but you don't have to say I'm checking out.
Do you know what? It's just like
left the card at reception.
yeah, no, because like obviously she didn't go to my school.
Oh yeah.
So it's like the only time I saw her was on the weekend. One day on the weekend.
Is it?
Wait, so your relationship lasted a day, really?
Pretty
2
much,
days,
like
it was 2 weeks.
Probably, yeah,
Chat
yeah.
on the phone all the time.
So like, yeah, chat on the phone, but then it's like, you know, there's only so much.
Them ones that you
Yeah,
got make it seem
fam.
as if you got no signal and the signal
Oh,
cutting out.
like, yeah, man.
chat
I
to
mean,
I was a sucker for them pillow talks, you know.
I said she was a lovely
Oh,
girl,
I bet you
man,
were.
but
Days.
just like
Sweetest.
it just wasn't. It wasn't serious. Do you know what I mean? But other than
Yeah.
that, like I'd never like been in a relationship in within school or anything like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I think
Fair.
I think my world opened when I got to college. When I got to college, and then yeah, man, I just stepped foot out onto the playground and just
1 foot or two. You stepped or jumped.
In the deep end.
yeah, I took a little splash
Don't know
on the
about
puddle
that. I
with 2
think he
foot.
ran into it.
Well, I hear that. So I hear that still.
So what, no one before that
But
asked
like-
you if you wanna be their boyfriend.
No, not at all.
Is it?
Not
I've been
at all.
asked that before. And I said
nah.
yes.
Yeah, fam. I think the last time.
Get more simple than that.
I think the last time.
What happened in those days, man? Fam, where someone just said, "I like you, you like me. Right, let's just do this."
I remember back
Do
in
this.
like year
Do this,
4,
babe.
someone gave me just a piece of paper. Do you like me? Tick yes or no. And I took yes to give it back to her. I don't think anything happened after that.
But that's it, innit? Like, that's kids. I remember having my first kiss in primary school. I won't say the year because I don't want no one to get on to it. But it was mad. It was I say the story all the time, innit?
Yeah.
We was watching, was at my nan's house because there's this girl that my nan used to pick up after school with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Because our parents were friends, innit? My mum and her mum.
Them
I was
ones.
just watching Hollyoaks, fam. Like, you know, when you're kids, you have oven food after school, innit?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was waiting for our oven food to cook. My nan was in the kitchen on the phone or doing whatever, I don't know. But the kitchen door was shut.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I was just watching Hollyoaks on the sofa. Before you know it, she asked me, you know. I was the vulnerable one, fam. She asked me, yeah.
It's what he does, you know. It's what he does.
He does that.
She asked me. She was like, she didn't even ask me. She was like, let's kiss.
Oh, so whose place was this at?
My nan's.
So your nan's, yeah.
The same place where, yeah.
You,
my nan's.
you,
your
you were
couch.
hoping that your nan didn't open the door.
Your
man.
couch and that. So and your TV. Did you choose to watch Hollyoaks?
I don't remember that far back.
Okay,
I
so it was
remember
just on.
Hollyoaks was on the TV, fam.
Okay, so you set the setting.
No, it wasn't me.
I'm just.
It wasn't me.
Are you sure? I
He
feel
was
like
probably hoping that the door, that kitchen door, don't open, a slipper don't go flying out, bro.
Well, you know, it was kissing, fam. Tongues and everything.
Tongues
I was-
and everything.
And I was okay. I was doing that.
Man, primary school, secondary school.
Primary, bro.
Rotted.
Man,
Rotted.
what are you doing? Boy,
Didn't even know you could do
each
that
to
with
their
your
own,
tongue back
mate.
then, fam.
Each to their own. But yeah,
That's it.
I think it changes. Obviously, you get to your 20s and
become serious.
you've had a bit of experience now. It's almost like you've had your first job. You know what I mean? You've had your retail job. You know how to stack the shelves.
the
So
real-
that, you know how to beep a few things across. You know,
how
all
to
the
do a
all of
couple
them.
things,
You know,
innit?
like a couple things.
Bit
innit?
confidence, though.
Yeah,
bit
man.
confident.
You done stock count. Like you know how to do a couple of things. And then now you're like, you're finding what you like more so. You're still experiencing, Obviously, we always are. It's a never-ending kind of, well, for some people anyway, don't never want to be that uncle at the party that don't turn up with a woman. He's like in my 50s now.
Stop it.
But anyway, our experience of that kind of grows. So
Yeah.
I'm in my 20s now. I'm 26, and you know, from when I was 20. What year was I? I went into my second year of uni. I turned 20 at the end of my second year of uni.
Yeah.
So I was just about to go into sort of third year, and from then until sort of now, you know, the dating experience is different because, you know, I've experienced more situationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
And you start doing more things like going out to places to eat or this and that, and you start to kind of maybe craft what you like in a woman or how you wanna
Do you
go
know
ahead
what,
with
though,
that.
Axe, yeah? Can I say something, fam?
Yeah.
I
Was he gonna
think that-
incriminate me?
No. I wouldn't do that.
I'm being silly, I'm being silly, go on.
I'm gonna say that I think that was always in you, you know, bro.
What?
That chivalry, fam.
Yeah, man.
In terms of like, you know, taking a girl out or doing something.
That's always
nice,
been there
like,
for him,
That's
yeah.
always been there for you. Whereas,
I think despite, sorry to cut you, but despite the people I've been with, that I think that was in me even before I got into my first relationship.
but that's what I'm trying to say.
So
fam.
it's just me,
That's
innit?
always been, because that's
Not ashamed
partly
of
me
that,
as
man.
well, but not
Got a
to
big heart for
not
the
to
love.
those who don't deserve it, innit?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Because there's been situations where even as a teenager, like you become like you go to college,
Yeah.
and then obviously, you know, everyone has their areas where they hang out. Like I went Richmond College, innit? So there was a place called Glades.
That's quite bait, innit?
I knew Dan before I knew Dan.
Anyways,
I'm just saying,
there-
I've heard
there's
so
different
many
areas.
stories about Richmond.
There's
innit?
different
That makes
areas
sense,
where
innit?
people would hang around, and you know, you mix with different people from different parts of London and that, and then you meet different girls and that. But there's been times where, you know, like there's been times where
don't be shy,
You
fam.
restart the story and then stop it, man. Got your
Trying to calculate where he's gonna get where he's offside or not. fam.
oh gosh. But it's like, nah, people will like you for your personality, innit? Like, so the more you spend with someone, like they'll start liking you, but you don't see them like that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
end up hurting them. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, what, when they say, "Oh, I like you," it's like, what? Like, I've never given you any reason.
Yeah, why?
Like,
Like,
I've not tried to move to you or nothing like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
just hanged up.
And then you're just dropping this on me, like, now you gotta take it easy. Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, just hold on. So actually, do you know what? I'll do it.
Clap.
Bro, I beg you something, bro. Am I moving mad?
Yeah. You trying to run it now?
Not you.